Hey everybody, you notice a little camera difference. I decided to put my computer or camera, what have you, at the top so you can see me standing up. I'm tired of being a couch potato. I need to move around in this online environment. But anyway, my name is John Lucas. This is Full Sail Review for art class Fundamentals of Art 2. It is a continuation of Fundamentals of Art 1. If anyone has seen the previous videos of what I do, I'm a Christian cartoonist. I go to Full Sail for computer animation, and this is what I want to do. This is my passion. I love every class that comes with Full Sail so far, but Fundamentals of Art 2, I think, has the reigning champion belt of just being a great class overall. Fundamentals of Art 2 picks up everything you've learned from Fundamentals of Art 1. Fundamentals of Art 1, you learn about shape, form, contour lines, gesture lines. You learn everything from shadow, detail, and environment. And you don't necessarily work on environment too much, but what you do work on is the characters and people and animals and what so forth have you. The project's based down into 4 projects within the class. Project number 1. Project number 1 really redefines how you draw and your drawing skills. Not saying that you should forget about everything you learned about drawing. No, it's redefining it. And what you do is they take you outside. You watch the people walking down the street, or someone riding a bicycle, or the animals at a zoo laying down, or lying running around with the cubs, or anything like that. And you really break down every picture and every character or animal, what have you, all the way down to a line of action. It's simpler than a shape. A line of action is it's in the name. It's the line that shows the action of your character. It's the simplest form. And what they do is give you 4 exercises where you take an initial picture and break it down all the way to the gestures, the construction shape, and even down to the line of action. And once you take off of that information, you really literally repose the entire character with a new line of action, with a new gesture, and a new construction shape, and a new form of detail. The first project of this first exercise is from Project 4 in my earlier podcast of Fundamentals of Art 1, is the Lion Warrior. This is his initial, the top one up here, that is his from Fundamentals of Art 1, and of course further down here, that is what you have from learning the line of action and redefining it. Exercise 2 is you take a simple character. A simple character is a dull monster guy. I kind of remixed him. I wanted to take that feeling of a monster. When you get a monster, he's kind of scary. I wanted to take that to the next level as far as I could push it. And that's where you got the bottom one down right here. And for exercise 3, they give you 3 superheroes. They give you a real bulky guy, a scrawny guy, and a female superhero. I wanted to take on the female superhero because I'm not that good with drawing superheroes for women. I wanted to practice on the muscle structure, so that is what I got. I wanted to get her getting clocked in the face, like Maka, but rest assured she's going to get back up and beat the crap out of the dude that had the audacity to hit her. In exercise 4, right here, we take famous statues, and I chose the Thinker. He's the most famous out of all the ones that they gave us, and the Thinker, you always think about him sitting and thinking like that. I want to keep that thinking feel and reform that type of pose, but also let you know that he's still the thinking guy. You can, when you look at it from, you just look at my picture, you're like, oh, he's thinking. Kind of reminds me of the initial sculpture of the Thinker. Now that you understand your line of actions, how to make a new pose, and your gestures and instruction shapes and all that, they want you to take that information and literally do some study on animals. They want you to choose 3 or 4 animals and literally combine those particular animals. This is Project 2, the constructed creature. And the 3 animals that I chose was the golden eagle, the red fox, and the Komodo dragon. And I had a lot of fun with these animals. What I did, I watched a documentary on them so I could actually know their habitat, what they eat, where they live, what makes them so different from the rest of the animal kingdom. And I think I've picked 3 distinct animals, and I had a lot of fun with it. And artistically, the reason why I chose those 3 specific animals, because the fox represented the fur and the mammals, the eagle represented the bird with the feathers, and the Komodo dragon represented the reptiles and how scaly it could be, a different texture. And based off the ligaments and specific body parts of the animal, you choose, you make 3 concepts here. And I chose the one on the right. And off that one on the right, you build on it. I built on it, of course. I represented the fur and the wing. I chose the wings of the eagle, the body and tails of the Komodo dragon, and the overall fur texture of the fox. And this is the animal I came up with. You call it the foxamodigal, if you may. It kills anything on sight. It lives high in the mountains. It nests there. And if it sees anything, it has the absolute power to overtake that animal and kill it. With the same bacteria you learn from the Komodo dragon. If you know anything about Komodo dragons, their bacteria can kill you by lowering your blood pressure, making an instant homophilia if they do bite you and pass out and die. And after you make this animal, we want this to be really, really believable. So after that, you have to draw the entire skeleton of your believable animal. If a philosopher is digging up bones and comes find the bones of your animal, is so believable, and it really resembles the prehistoric animals and the dinosaurs to make it actual believable. That's the word of the project, believable. For projects 3 and 4, they kind of coincide within each other. Project 3, you want to create an actual character, and I did cheat. Yeah, I said it. I cheated. I used one of my Christian cartoons. If you watched the earlier podcast, I did say that I was a Christian cartoonist, and I have a vast amount of Christian cartoons at my disposal. So off of that, even though I did choose the initial concept of my Christian cartoon, it was really fun to mix around and change each aspect of the body and the backstory of my Christian cartoon. His name was Chris. He is the backstory is he's a frustrated Christian. He can't find a job anywhere due to the down market. He has a stepfather that doesn't necessarily accept him. He's a loving son, a great big brother role model, and then stuff happens. And he comes across this mystical gem found by this beautiful girl that's actually a demon. And then for some odd reason, he falls in love with the girl and becomes very gullible. And then he gets played at the end of the movie, end of the Christian cartoon. I'm wanting to make it a movie. At the end of it, he gets played big time. And off of that backstory, I created this character here. And off of this character, what they want you to do, they want this character to be presentable to any big-time investor or director. So you have this. You have the canon changes. You have the silhouettes. You have the, the demographic change. The demographic change is to change. If you're doing a simple character like a Mickey Mouse or something, or SpongeBob like that, they want you to change it into in-depth with a lot of detail, 18 and older kind of audience. The best thing I can think of is maybe Batman. Batman has had a lot of demographic changes throughout the years. Also, the Batman game Arkham Asylum. So after Project 3, you get a good sense of what your character is. They want you to make a storyboard off of it. And there's 3 types of storyboards. Artists talk to each other based off of the actual art. When you're in a production pipeline or you're in a company of a big investment or what so have you, when you're trying to get your point across in storyboards, you would regularly do a thumbnail, a quick sketch, so the artist will sort of kind of know what you're talking about. So when you guys are talking to yourselves, you can understand each other. That's our language. Now, if you're talking to the director, you want to go with a rough storyboard. A rough storyboard is something that everyone else can see, but you already know exactly what's going on. But the director sort of kind of knows what's going on, and that's why you're there, of course, to help him out. But if he has any changes or likes a certain idea and wants to expand upon that, it's not that big of a deal. You can erase it and then edit it to make it a better storyboard. A presentation board is something that's very, very rare to see from a concept artist or something like that. You really, for in big investors or the department heads or the producers, this is what the form, this is what the feel that we're going for. And after you get the okay for the presentation boards, you're good to go. And this is what we have for my presentation boards. From Concept Share, next class is model creation. Today is Monday, of course. I got to start getting work on that. I'll see you guys later. Take it easy.